know what? We're gonna get this game up and going. And Alpine, Pittsburgh Knights, who look out for these players, okay? They're gonna be up and coming, especially Magic Bear. I love that guy, so
Yes,
watch
sir.
out for him on the field. And you know what, guys? I'm gonna let you handle this business. It's kind of your profession, and you are both dressed for the occasion. So take it away.
Yeah, Percy and Jordan are no slouch either for Alpine Turtle and for the
Yeah.
Knights. I think that a quick return to form is something that maybe we should just expect, but Alpine are definitely going to be a tough out here. Percy
Oh, for sure.
can't swing around, and ZPS will move back forward.
And we were even talking about, other teams we expect to not make it out. James Bot says he thinks the Knights, might be the team to end up going home early on before making it to the playoffs. Again, this is a double elimination group stage. But version 1, they took an L against Chrome. My boy Chrome subbed in, and version 1 ended up losing in Game 7. That's pain, okay? So I don't know if there's anything worse so far that you could come in here, because you're giving bragging rights to Chrome, and we don't appreciate that, but we do love Chrome, and we do love the Alpine roster, who's been on an upswing. Magic Bear has swapped his playstyle. I've been mentioning this a lot on RLCS Desk. He's a little bit more passive, and he gives Jordan specifically a lot more room to push up, which is why I think Alpine, give him a little bit of time, they'll be at the top.
Yeah, and Percy as well had been kind of making a lot of noise early on in a couple of regionals. He almost put in a nice double there, but I think that you really can make that same argument for both of these teams. They're kind of from the same era of up and coming players, like I would say the same generation, if you would, for lack of a better term. But so far this has looked pretty good for Alpine. They've had a lot of good pushes forward. Percy, that's a nice challenge in front there, but this is pretty good push. They got both the midfield boosts, just can't quite find each other. Got a nice pass to Percy. Nice push so far.
Yeah, and even considering the results so far from Alpine, specifically in Regional Event 2, they did make it decently far. They had 3-0'd Sonics pushing up and then lost to the Peeps in the losers round. Earlier they had beaten Space Station Gaming. It's very different results. I think that Alpine sometimes will have Space Station's number on lock. They know how to beat that roster. They've got good dribbles against them whenever they're in that 1v1 situation, but sometimes against other teams like the Peeps who are in that same bracket, they will struggle as well against the Knights. But this is the best look so far from Alpine, as they're trying to put something on net, a couple opportunities, but it's not enough.
Oh, nice shake there from ZPS. Good form on defense, though, from the Knights. Nice transition as well. They haven't really had a lot of poor touches in net. Like, Alpine have bought a lot of tough ones, but Magic Bear's out of boost.
Oh, man.
Oh, no, they couldn't get the rebound.
This is the move. Magic Bear from his own end. He just 1v3'd almost. He took out one player earlier on the corner. The second one, it's over him. Sosa can't get a touch. It's too far up. The overhead read, nearly impossible. And, of course, we've got to follow through. Alpine Esports off the shoulders of Magic Bear. First goal.
How big are a bear's shoulders? Or is like, you know what I mean? No, I'm serious. How big are a bear's shoulders? Like
Bro,
could we really fit both Percy and Jordan on Magic Bear's ethereal shoulders if you were a bear?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even realize that bears really had shoulders, because
well, I mean, they have to have shoulders.
Weird. I know, but it just seems weird. The fact that they even have, I don't know. I view a bear as like this four-legged creature, right?
I mean, where do you think their where do you think that limb ends? Do you
just
think
like straight out of their stomach or something. You know what I mean? Like,
what? Have you seen a bear's arm?
Well, kind of like a horse in a way. That's how I had it in my head, but I didn't like fully comprehend the like.
What kind of bears have you seen? Oh,
I've never seen a bear. This is what I'm talking about, and I have seen Magic Bear though pop off in the defensive side. I think that's the only bear we really need to see here.
Yeah, his arms come out of his stomach as well.
There we go.
I don't know what to say to that, Turtle, but this is why I ask you these types of questions. Rodoko sending it back downfield. Despite all the defense and a shot off the crossbar that didn't go in, they're going to put that one in. Called it. Off the backboard.
Nice there's one player we highlight, Magic Bear, but on the other side, ZPS, of course, the mechanic's going to come out. Jordan can't get that overhead read. It's basically revenge for the Knights as they tie this up. A minute left. Jorby, I already feel like we're going to get a Game 7.
Oh, definitely. No, I don't know. You know, game 1, super tight, and this next minute ends, and then we go to a 36-minute overtime, and then whoever wins that game gets an easy sweep. And then you think it's gonna be best of 7. You're like, oh man, we're gonna get a few more of those overtimes. No, that's not how Rocket League works, Turtle.
What is the record for longest overtime again? Is it 11 minutes?
It's like 11 minutes and like 19 seconds or something like that.
I would love to beat that today, right here. I've got a good feeling.
Yeah.
I got a good feeling about this. In game
how
1,
long
I feel
do you want the overtime to go though? Like, what's your end point?
I think a solid 15-minute overtime. Like that's juice. You know, it's not too long to where you're sitting here like, what is happening? But it's just long enough.
I think
where
long
you can
before
understand.
the 15-minute mark, you're thinking, what is happening? How has no one scored in 15 minutes, or even 10 minutes, 8 minutes? I mean, usually we're sitting here saying, oh, it's been 1 minute of overtime. Hang on.
Hold on a second.
Woo! Close. Well, we do have the first minute of overtime starting now. So.
This is it. This is the one. I got a feeling. Bro, I have a good feeling about this. I don't know how to explain it. There's something about this series that I'm really enjoying, and I think this overtime could set the record. I believe.
It has been a pretty game to look at, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of good-looking cars on the field, good-looking shots.
Okay.
ZPS, good save. Magic Bear can't get that, but Jordan will chase.
So we're going to need those saves if we want to see a 15-minute overtime, but the defense from either team has been solid. The only thing that's broken down that last line of defense has been the double taps.
That's true. And ZPS had a really nice one, too, so if he has to work like that again to get one, then it might be 15 minutes. But, ooh, nice little flip down onto the ball. ZPS, oh, look at him go! Ooh. Oh, I thought he was going to sink it. That would have been sick, but you take what you can get. Rodoko will push it forward.
It's not a very three-man orientated offense for the Knights. They just want to throw ZPS or sometimes Rodoko forward, see what he's got. If he can break a couple of ankles and open some space for his teammates, that seems to be the safest strategy for them. Almost off the backboard is Rodoko again. That 1v1 play style. They throw him into the corner and then hope he can make some space.
Ooh, ZPS going to be a little slower back to that ball. And kick downfield again. Ooh, Alpine. It's another good push. They've had really the better half of this match.
Oh,
but Magic Bear getting an incredible dunk. His shoulders are enormous. And Magic Bear closes game 1 down.
I don't even want the 15-minute overtime. If you're getting a dunk like this, that's all I want. Magic Bear. He read the hit off the ceiling, then ended up getting the dunk flying forward. I don't even think he boosted to find the dunk. He just had the perfect trajectory. Winning game 1. That's a way to start it out.
I'll say. I mean, that was a lot of defense. Look at the saves on the Knights.
11 shots for Magic, too.
Six saves for Rodoko, 5 for ZPS, 2 for Sosa, and 11 shots for Magic Bear. What is this game?
I'm a little bit sad.
Game? What was
I don't know,
that?
but I'm just a little bit sad we didn't get the 15-minute overtime. I genuinely was believing in that because we had the defense, we had the saves, but Magic Bear's too OP. The shoulders, too strong, Jorby. Too strong.
Shoulders coming right out.
What are you flapping?
You're like, oh yeah, I don't know. The shoulder. I thought the arm limb went up to their stomach.
I've never consciously thought about a bear's shoulders. I didn't know that was a thing.
And a horse's limb does not go like to its stomach, Turtle. It just doesn't. So I don't know
you're telling me
kind
that
of
horses
animal
have
you see.
shoulders? That doesn't seem like a logical thing to say though. Like the horse's shoulder.
Anyways, game 2, it might be more defense. It might be a little more offense. And that's really the crux of it, Turtle.
Yeah. Still think that the Knights a bit too focused on that solo play. It worked for ZPS, but against this Alpine defense that hasn't shown a lot of weaknesses, it's not going to be enough to win the series. Need to start connecting passes like this from Magic Bear to Percy downfield. Already some good vision from Magic Bear, who has been a highlight player, and he's not been too aggressive, which is what I like. Getting bumps in the midfield, opening up space for Percy. Now they're connecting passes. This Alpine roster seems to be one step ahead of the Knights.
Something that's really nice for the Knights, even though they dropped game 1, is, well, Rodoko, first of all, putting that shot in, but also, overall, ZPS. Look at that.
And I was lying because I said they were one step ahead, which was Alpine, but I guess not. On defense, one big clear, and it breaks you down. First goal going in favor of the Knights. Previous game, we did have Alpine scoring first, starting off strong with the momentum. We'll see how this continues up.
Well, I mean, give a little bit of credit to ZPS's challenge too. Like
Oh, definitely.
the third man on Alpine was not expecting that ball to just like kick up, down off the ceiling.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, they did turn it right back around on him. Sosa got demoed. Magic Bear is feeling good today, isn't he?
Definitely.
He's just prowling around on the orange half, picking up some solid touches.
Ooh.
Like he caused all that havoc for that goal to go in.
Yeah.
Like
and
that was
this
all
ball-
Magic Bear setup.
This ball's floating. Nobody can get a touch because Rodoko and Sosa have to worry about Magic Bear. And Percy was also driving in with the rotation to find a demo. You're freaking out, panicking, trying to get in position to get a save. Nobody's even thinking about challenging. It's because of the pressure from Alpine. But again, we're only tied up here. If they hadn't broken down so easily on defense, we'd see a lead for Alpine, who seem to be more dominant. But the Knights, they've been prevailing. I'm impressed with what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, defense is really solid. Like I said, ZPS is playing really well. I
Right.
truly like ZPS is one of my players to watch in 2021 going
Okay.
forward. He's
What
been-
about Sosa? You don't think it's the Sosa with the new pickup? Or you
Oh,
just
no,
look for him
no,
to be more of a
absolutely.
supportive setup for ZPS?
Well, no, I'm more so saying on an individual note, not necessarily
Right.
on this team. Like obviously Sosa has done a lot of positive things for the team,
Yeah.
and I certainly think he's a big part of that. But I'm more so talking about ZPS as an individual. I just think he's finding himself like more and more in the spotlight or the driver's seat on a lot of like Knights pushes, and his presence on the field is very palpable.
Yeah.
And I think that he's just got so much upside. Like you see like he's got the ideas and he knows
Definitely.
exactly where to be positionally. He rarely makes positional mistakes. He makes solid challenges. I think the only thing he's truly missing, but he's been getting better at, are those real solid advanced mechanics that will like put you a step ahead of everybody. Like kind of, I'm trying to think of an example. Kind of like J Russ.
Yeah.
J Russ
Okay.
mechanically. Like
I
I
feel
wouldn't
that.
say ZPS is like that level, but he's getting there. And once he does, like that's why he's one of my players to watch for the
Yeah.
next year.
I mean, for me, I think Sosa adds a very huge speed element to this team. You know, it's not just obviously ZPS has his own speed as well, and he can do some crazy plays. But I think Sosa, whenever he's being aggressive, he actually tends to be a bit more faster than ZPS. And even regarding the history between both these teams matched up one-on-one in the grid, the Knights had completely swept out Alpine, and I actually cast that series. And Alpine, they couldn't come close with the speed. They're matching it here today, but if Sosa can pick it up, that could be a huge factor in who wins this one.
Yeah, definitely. And Alpine, it's a solid job. Magic Bear was kind of at the forefront at the start of this team's appearance, where
Right.
Alpine was starting to take games off of teams that we weren't expecting them to. Like, oh, look at this Magic Bear guy. He's doing some crazy
Sosa.
stuff on the pitch. But then
Ooh.
Jordan and Percy have followed in just nicely, and they both had their standout moments as well.
Oh my, what a read from Rodoko off the corner. Those are so difficult to do because sometimes it bounces just in an awkward enough spot to where you think it's going to go directly down. Instead, it has a bit more firepower behind it. And Rodoko was able to read it still off the backboard. Didn't get the save. Alpine's been holding on in the final few minutes, but at what point are we going to see them break down again?
Well, they ended up doubling on this, but that was probably the best time to double. You had two PK players on the retreat for boost, but that's a nice challenge that Sosa can pick
Sosa.
up now. Got the flick over one. That's looking good. Oh, ZPS can't quite find the mark. It's good position for Knights. I like the structure of the rotation right now. Percy's forced to
Yeah.
hard clear it.
Well, they're not too aggressive. You can see that they're waiting back a bit. They have a lot of solid pressure, but they want to wait for those clears. They realize they're starving on Alpine's boost, and now ZPS can do a little bit of solo magic. Doesn't work out with a play or an opportunity, but it just wasted enough time to have somebody get defense. That's a good 50 from Magic Bear, who's leading the way again. It's wide open, but the save from ZPS. He flies across the net and manages to find the last touch.
Well, we might have a bunch of overtimes, unless
Oh my
Alpine can
goodness.
find this one.
Wait, maybe this is the 15-minute overtime. Hold on a
Oh,
second.
no. Hang on. Alpine got the ball. Hang on. Oh,
Okay, we're good,
how did
we're
he
good.
sneak that out?
We want the overtime.
How many saves do the Knights have this time? They had 11 last game. Do they have 11 this game? I don't know. We got OT again, though. Let's go.
It's
Let's
world
go.
record time. Get your notepad
It's
out.
world record time.
This is it. This is the one. I have a good feeling about just this summit event in general. I think we're gonna see a record-breaking number. And Magic Bear was about to end my spirits, but we're fine.
No, Jordan pulled off the play. He thought it was going to be a quick clear, but he should have just committed. It would have been a goal. Now he's in a tough spot, but Magic Bear got the save. How about 15 cumulative minutes, Turtle? Can we compromise there?
No. It has to be in one run. That's no.
Okay.
We don't. Look at this.
Wait, he's got to get it.
He's
He's got to get it.
me.
He got it. There was no
Jordan
panic at all.
Okay.
Or see, you didn't know because we were on his cam, so you didn't know if
Yes.
someone was close by. Yeah,
Well, we've got the
defense.
we've got the safety net too. I like how both teams are rotating in overtime. We even had it in the first game. The difference in that OT was literally just Magic Bear popping off. If we see, I think it's going to come down to ZPS or Magic Bear yet again to have that solo play. Nice 50 from his defensive end. Does he have a follow-up? He does off the corner into the midfield. Percy has a weak shot. Not enough. Nice, just going to easily carry this one out.
Okay, Magic Bear on the point. You see him get up and boost forward just so he has time to like actually square up on the ball. That was actually a really good approach on that challenge in a low boost situation.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jordan slowed
the
down.
fake.
Oh, good save though.
All right, we've almost hit the 2-minute mark. That's
Look, I'm telling you. Look at ZPS, Turtle. I'm telling you. You're looking at Sosa because his name popped up on the screen, but look at that challenge, the control to beat Magic Bear and to get the sick pass, bro. I'm telling you.
The best part about that play is ZPS had boosted behind the 50, knowing somebody's going to crash the net right away, gets a better 50 out, and then therefore can move up with his teammates, find a shot on net. Alpine, it's the opposite of game one. They're the ones struggling and can't get back on time.
So in game 3, sorry, Turtle, all your overtimes are ending way too early. It's not happening. I'm telling you, we're probably gonna have to go for the 15 cumulative minutes, man. I just don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna hit 15 in one game.
I deserve this. I think I earned this 15-minute overtime. I'm not gonna lie. This is a good to do it. We've had 2 overtimes so far. Very close play styles. It's coming down to, again, ZPS or Magic Bear, who can make the biggest impact on the field. We've got ZPS 50s and then Magic Bear with that dunk and OT. So far, I'm loving the series.
Yeah, it's been a fun one and very defensive. Like both teams unwilling to overcommit or play a very aggressive style. Neither team has really ever performed that way. They much prefer to create space with their mechanics rather than just trying to win through very aggressive rotations and solid challenge after solid challenge. They we'll do that.
Speaking of solid challenges, I don't think this was even a challenge. Was this Jordan getting the bump? He took it into the corner, got a bump on Rodoko, smacked it forward, and then hit him again to go up in the ceiling. If I'm Rodoko, I would be going at Jordan now for the rest of the game. That's declaring war on the pitch.
That's the definition of a one-man wrecking crew. Almost had to bump every player to get to the net, but good start for Alpine. This might go the length the way it's looked because of how defensive of a match it's been so far. Ooh, very speedy from Jordan, but Sosa was right on top of him. That was looking very deadly for Jordan had he went to that uncontested.
Do you like the aggressive Jordan? I think he, you mentioned that ZPS was your player to watch out for. Jordan, for me, has been out of this world mechanically. He has these highlight moments where I think it makes us all realize, okay, this is a guy we need to pay attention to. And I think going into the next few splits, he's going to find shots like this from ZPS. You've got to take notes. What an angle.
Woo, Rodoko sets it up, but ZPS had it on lock, bro. I'm telling you, Turtle. Are you on the ZPS train, bro?
I'm on the ZPS train. How much is a ticket? I'm trying to get on board.
Excellent. I got an extra ticket, so hop on board.
You're hooking me up. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
That was beautiful. Those shots are so difficult to hit, and it's so easy to mess up the angle at which you're approaching it and then just have it go completely wide. So ZPS, bit of finesse on the ball, still making that impact, and coming out huge for the Knights. It's been a one-man show, it feels like, for ZPS.
I've had some solid plays, though. I mean, Rodoko sets up that pass.
Yeah.
You can immediately refute your statement, Turtle. I'm sorry.
Wow. Well, I'm trying to compliment my boy. Okay, Sosa had a good follow-up.
Don't do it to the detriment of his teammates. They're helping out.
Listen to me. It's not a roast. It is. Look, when I was on a team with Garrett, I did absolutely nothing the whole time. All right, so
that's not true.
And I'm fine with admitting that. It's okay. So sometimes you just got to take what you see in front of you and understand that ZPS is just a beast. and follow up after his 50s, and you're set.
You know, Turtle, fair enough. Alpine on the backside here again as Magic Bear takes the point, but Sosa cuts it off. Sosa's had a lot of good touches like that in midfield.
Oh,
and actually sneaks through from Percy, who gets that last touch at the end to sneak it through.
I'm loving this series so far. Been very high mechanically skilled with all these players' touches. Percy has a nice little follow-up in the air, and it's the soft hit. That's the most difficult part for these players to find shots where they keep following it up. Is the first touch. It's got to be perfect. You got to keep it close. Make sure you have that follow-up, and you still have to go with speed because somebody else on the other team ready to challenge.
Have your car in the best spot possible to win the challenge. Magic Bear. Got no boost left, but that was a good touch to get his teammate on it.
Oh.
Jordan almost snuck one in. Some shades of ZPS earlier on that redirect. That one slips under. Percy next on the assignment, gets it off the ceiling, and everyone else in retreat. So ZPS getting harassed, but he's got enough to get the hit, and it's knocked away for now, but that was a good push forward for Rodoko to keep things going. Magic Bear close on the attacking third, flips over another one. Nothing there. That was a pretty good push here from the Knights.
Yeah.
They might have a chance here with Sosa. Ooh, good challenge, GPS.
It's free for him.
Oh, he still got it.
Does he?
The train has left the station. Your conductor today, ZPS.
I doubted him for a second. I'm not gonna lie, that should have been an easier shot, but then he wanted to style on us and make it a bit difficult. He said, I need a challenge here. I'm the train conductor. I'm gonna throw one at you, have you save it, and still dunk on you. Tying it up for the Knights. ZPS undefeated with those solo plays.
Gets under him. Oh, that's a great challenge. How about Sosa and ZPS linking up?
Take back what I said, not the ZPS. You know, Sosa's been a beast as well, so is Rodoko. I didn't mean any of that. I take it back. I'm sorry.
Turtle, you can flip back. It's okay. Pittsburgh Knights putting in the full team effort, but ZPS has certainly been at the center of it, as well as Sosa, who just seem to find themselves on the scoreboard more often than not. But now it's all about collecting that third goal and a Game 3 victory. And now it starts to pick up here for PK. Sosa can only launch it forward. ZPS looking for it, but he didn't want to commit. Knights, they're not, I wouldn't say they're hesitant, they're just risk averse. Like, they're they don't usually get super aggressive with their second or with their first man, rather. They much rather would wait for a second if they know that the next touch won't immediately put them in danger, to just pull off and try to reposition for a better touch.
Well, I think it's because both of these teams have had very solid solo individual plays, so they don't need to be over aggressive or overextend too much with the rotation. They can just wait out to see who's going to pop off. For the Knights, obviously, it's been ZPS, but I would like to see more demos again from Alpine. That's how they started it with the kickoff. You had Jordan getting multiple bumps in a row and then having a nice little pass out. Are we going to see that same level of aggression, go for some more bumps? And Jordan, in the air, doesn't have the best shot. Saved out from Rodoko. Solid look from Alpine, excuse me.
Ooh, Rodoko picking it up. Some nice moves on the ground. Rodoko.
Oh, there's the bump that I wanted.
Ooh, the shot right into ZPS, and the challenge forward will put PK actually back on the other side. Percy, that's defended for now by ZPS. It will drop. And another overtime.
This is the one. This is the one. This is the one.
Trying to give it to you.
I have full faith that we're getting that 15-minute overtime. Okay.
The best thing is, like, you're hoping for like the lowest percentage thing possible to happen.
Yes.
Which is we break a world record in competitive Rocket League for longest overtime. You're like,
but we're getting close. We're getting close. We've had 3 overtimes. I told you, I had a weird overtime tingly sensation. All right, I don't know how to explain it. Like my funny bone kind of went numb for a second, so that's how I knew.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see if your premonition comes to fruition. But look at this nice little move. Both Sosa and ZPS pushing downfield. But Magic Bear, solid on the challenges. Oh, Percy sniped him! He used the defender as his little stopgap, and he's like, Sosa just stopped!
Why did he stop?
Sosa, why did you hit the brakes?
I thought that it was a nice cut in the midfield from Alpine to get the shot, but Sosa was like, yeah, I'm going to let him have it. I don't want this. You can have the shot. Go for it.
Sosa, what's wrong? What happened? Yo,
I think he was just intimidated.
Someone
He
tell
hurt-
me.
Why can't we get the 15-minute overtime, though? Really, that's the question at the end of the day. Like, that should not have happened. I'm a little bit more upset on that regard than I am with Sosa's performance, but this has been a back-and-forth series, Jorby, constantly battling for possession. There's not one team who's just too dominant on the field. It's really just a toss-up.
Yeah, I mean, I thought there were plenty of pushes there where I thought PK were certainly going to do it. They were going to score. And
Yeah.
ZPS and Sosa had a few good pushes at the end, but then overtime happened, and I just don't know what happened at the end there. Like, I don't know why Sosa hit the brakes. I don't know if he thought that the challenge was going to come a certain way, and him hitting the brakes would, pop the ball up, and then either Rodoko or ZPS could get a cheeky follow-up, and then they could get the transition or something wonky like that. Or he just hit the brakes by act. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think he was trying to slow it down. It didn't look like it was close enough to get a mind game, but maybe he thought that there was going to be a better 50 if he had hit the brakes and didn't want to force some awkward ball, but instead just didn't even make contact, assuming the other player, who was it, Percy, who got the final shot? I can't remember.
Percy got that shot.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it looked like Percy was going to go more towards the 50 instead of just shoot it, but he had some kind of killer instinct to go straight for the net.
Well, we'll see if they can write it in game number 4, but again, PK defense still pretty strong, so you can probably rely on that in game number 4. But
oh my goodness,
that was a hard shot too. Nice save.
Yeah, clanger to the back, but ZPS was prepared. Bit fortunate as well with that solid positioning. Could have found a shot anywhere else besides where the goalkeeper was, but the Knights hold on a bit here in this game, and some solid 50s pushing forward. Rodoko off the backboard. It's not one team out here just absolutely dominating with that possession. We're seeing good touches on both sides, and I'd say this is probably one of the most split games we've seen so far.
Yeah, this has been the opening minute at least. A lot of battle for possession in midfield, but also Alpine have had a couple of nice chances in front. Sosa starting to find passes out of the corner like that. Rodoko, I think he wanted to push that forward, but probably better that he didn't. It would have, well, I don't know, maybe that would have been better because then you have a boomer. Both Knights players were sitting beyond the midfield line, so then you can just return it with another one for a quick transition. That's nice. ZPS, though, feathering the boost, lets it drop. Rodoko, tough ball. And both Alpine defenders making sure he couldn't get through.
I'm not sure if ZPS called off the double tap, but Rodoko could have kept coming towards that ball with all the momentum and got an instant shot on net. Decided to go for the dribble instead. I'm not sure why. There was a small window of time where I think he could have gotten one in and punished the Alpines' slower rotation on defense. Maybe the communication a bit off, but it's a missed opportunity for the Knights as they try to regain themselves on defense. ZPS getting a solid challenge in midfield. This is better from them, and we're seeing them take control of the pitch a bit more.
It's all about this follow-up here, if they can grab it. ZPS didn't, but Rodoko did slow down the push from Alpine. Still Magic Bear. Kept the drift alive to make that next challenge happen. Not much there for Alpine. That truly was like
he's
a
up.
defensive push, but yeah, he got the ball there.
That's the
No
speed
trouble.
from Sosa that is scary. He was so prepared for that shot. I think it's the ability to read what plays about to develop from his teammates. They've got that natural chemistry that a lot of teams lack, and Sosa was prepared fully for that pass across. Unfortunately, the shot wasn't the best, but the fact that he was up so early, it's a great sign for him.
I definitely agree, and even earlier he was finding some nice passes out. Magic Bear faking him out, and nice challenge from Sosa. The ZPS needs a follow-up. Pretty good. I mean, the trades have been pretty good. Like, no one has really bit too hard or overcommitted. There was, like, probably one double commit from Alpine that wasn't even that bad because the rest of PK had already left, like, the rotation. Like, they still weren't pushing forward, so it didn't really matter. So, yeah, I mean, the whole series has been defensive. It's actually been really interesting to see how the teams, like, approach the high-pressure situations that come across. Sosa, a breakout opportunity. The game, the tempo continuing to
Counterattack off the ceiling.
accelerate. Oh, Magic Bear! Oh, it was so close.
I'm not sure what he was going for. At first, it looked like a upside down musty for a second.
Yeah,
And then almost he canceled his flip a bit and could have gotten a follow-up off the bounce on the ground. I don't think he had enough boost. Would have been a good recovery. I'm still impressed, though, with what he managed to do with almost nothing. And Magic Bear from the corners, you have to watch out for him. Those counterattacks, you got to be cautious of, and you also have to be ready for the Ridoko ZPS duo.
The connection is solid, too. Nice pass to ZPS, and he's threaded that one.
Yeah.
Everyone covered. You have 3 guys in net, but 2 guys who could do something about it, and you thread it right in between that gap. Really nice stuff from Ridoko and ZPS, and he gets another one off the kickoff. Try to get that flip reset. Oh, tough one for Sosa, but the demo takes away his need to save it.
And there's a couple of chances for Alpine to get a similar play in where they have midfield opportunities or to go for that infield pass, but I think the Knights are doing a better job of reading when the other team are trying to go for them. They always have an interception ready or somebody there to challenge. If we look at the previous goal for ZPS, you mentioned they were like 2, almost 3. We had the third rotating in. 2 people in net trying to get the save instead of one pushing out and predicting that pass.
Oh, Ridoko played the poker face. Look at this. Up, I'm coming. What am I going to do? Up.
Oh, the spin, though. The spin. You got to add the style points, Ridoko. We see you with the spin, the 360. And when he jumps like that, you're the defender. You assume he's going for a flick. You know, there's almost no point to jump at in that instance. But instead, go for a fake. Just keep spinning. That's beautiful.
That was amazing. I love plays like that, man. I don't know what I like more, 3-man passing plays or massive fakes. Like I don't know which type of play I like more, but mind games just there's something about it that just makes you go, "Oh, you got him." Up high again, but this one is looking like an L for Alpine.
No OT, no OT.
But this has been entertaining. No OT, Turtle. It's done.
I'm sad.
No OT.
This is a bit unfortunate, but I'm also happy to see the Knights have a good comeback because we've gotten that much closer to getting a Game 7, going the full distance. Definitely the most one-sided game. The Knights had them on lock with pretty much every single play. We had no Magic Bear solo plays. All that got stuffed out. There were a couple of midfield passes that I mentioned earlier that Alpine were trying to go for, but the Knights, there was an interception to be made almost every single time they had that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, but Alpine had started the game pretty good. They had a lot of good shots, or ones that could have been better, but were definitely more difficult to pull off. Like Magic Bear had the one at the very start of the game where he had a high shot in front of the box that was just a little too low, and ZPS could easily just, hop up, grab it, run away with it. So, but the transition game has been really good from PK, but it's been good all match long. Like, these have all been 1-goal games. Like, this is the only game that hasn't gone OT, so.
And I'm sad because I want the 15-minute, okay? I'm not going to forget about that. I think the whole event. All right, I've already dedicated to this bit. This is mine. I'm staying with the 15-minute overtime. I believe in it. But as we move forward, are we going to see now maybe the decline of Alpine, Jorby? Will they start to slip up a bit, or are we going to see that recovery?
I think it all depends on shot placement, shot accuracy.
Okay.
If you had a couple Magic Bear could have put in, and he might put in one here, but I don't want to see Alpine rely too much on the solo effort.
Yeah. I mean, there were those shots,
a lot of
like
these
you
teams,
said.
That's the problem, I think, with maybe this isn't just reserved for like, the teams outside of the top 4, but like they just whenever there's frustration or they feel like they're behind, they have this need to overextend or just like play solo to the corner.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well now I'm just gonna air dribble 50 and hopefully we get lucky. And like the better teams like stick to what works and like try to play what the field gives them to have the whole team involved rather than just air dribbling down the field, 50ing it, and then praying for a lead to come back to them, and then they never score.
That's why I think coaches are so important. As Ridoko sinks it top right corner off the sidewall. How did he find this accuracy? You're talking about shot placement. That's as good as it gets.
Yeah, that's really nice from Ridoko, and it's really simple. I mean, just a challenge off the side wall. As you're coming around and that player's coming up the corner, you're going to have the better angle when you're over top of him like that. So Ridoko's kind of already in an optimal position. and just put it as far towards net as you can. That one was just the far side and perfectly placed, like you said.
The Knights looking like they figured out the puzzle that is the Alpine defense, but a demo from Jordan. This is what got them that kickoff goal earlier. Percy nails the flick. The team pass play involved with a bit of a demo, and it works out.
See, these are the types of plays that Alpine convert. So as long as they can get multiple people involved on the offense, and they're not too reliant on a first man heavy approach, and that might be good. I think that's the wrong way to put it.
Oh,
Look at Jordan.
Again, Jordan. Oh my goodness.
Pretty. It's just so pretty and clean, Turtle. Tell me why.
This is why you pay attention to him. I said he's the most underrated mechanical player so far in RLCS. He's putting it on display. Gets the 360 under it. We see how deadly those are from Rodoko with the fake in the previous game. Now we've got one from Jordan.
And then saved his flip for after the fact to get the power. So
And he,
pretty, pretty
sure
and effective. That's my favorite type of shot.
360. He didn't even have to 360. There was no point, but it just puts that icing, the final icing on the cake that we need.
Alpine might punch back. This first minute and a half has been a lot more than what the other games had given us. It was a lot of defense, but now Alpine are starting to heat up on the offense. Magic Bear will take some boost on his way out, and now they're running into each other. Rodoko got a little tap from Sosa. Ooh, Magic Bear turns out of the way. Here comes Percy. But no chance that time. I love that. Magic Bear just punches it in reverse. He's like, go, my friends.
Yeah.
Score.
And it's good positional awareness. He knows that nobody is around. He sees the passive play style the Knights have been going for a bit. And there's been some solid dribbles. Now Percy, the flip reset. Does he have the flip? He didn't. But maybe a bump instead. No boost to go for to recover. Alpine still ahead by 1 goal. Knights have been stuck on defense for the past minute and a half.
Challenge is only for Jordan, too. Oh, he's got it. Oh, he almost did it himself. He's saving his flip, and then as soon as he got behind it again, I'm like, yep, here comes the power. But then that last part was really the difficult one. And then he almost got the dunk after he missed the initial double.
We saw the follow-up, too. Jordan, this is the passive play style of Magic Bear. It's giving him space to do what he does best. I'm loving every single second of it, but I also want to see ZPS give us a little magic. And speaking of magic, there's one off the top of the box, dropped down from Alpine.
Yeah, Bear's shoulders can take the day off. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
That's perfect from Jordan. You got to be clean on that touch. It has to have a little bit of juice behind it. And you put it right on Percy's nose, man. That was perfect.
Where did this come from? Where did this Alpine come from? Magic Bear gets us back on his shoulders that we just can't stop mentioning because I'm still confused by it. And look at the fake. He saves that flip, a wave dash dunk to put it in.
That's he plays ones.
That's right.
Moment.
That's right.
Like,
I think that's got to be one of the most consistent lanes to go for if you're in a 1v1 play. Just fake that flick, jump a little bit, and then go for a 50. I think that is the most effective way to get a goal in that situation. Works out for Magic Bear. This is a massive lead for Alpine, where the Knights, they started out by far looking like the best team.
Well, I mean, this is one of those games that gets you believing in the Alpine hype, right? Like, this is what their fans all think that they're going to get. Like, they're just waiting for that breakout moment to where this is the kind of game they play every single game.
And it's been every single
That's why there's so much hype around this team, because sometimes they just pop off like this.
But, Jorby, I asked you this question. Who's popping off? You can't answer it because it's everyone. It's all of them.
No, that's still an answer.
Or is it, though?
What?
Yes, it
no,
is. It is. No, it is. It is.
You're right. It's not an answer. It's a response. Is that good enough for you,
Yes,
Turtle?
that is good enough, and so is that save from Percy to get it out. Jordan now off the corner wall. He's still carrying this by himself. Doesn't get a 50. At this point, you just got to waste some time. You're too far ahead if you're Alpine. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I think you're playing with house money about 30 seconds ago. Look, it's so clean. I mean, PK have had a couple chances down the way, but even here in the, like after Alpine's 4th goal, the Knights got 2 or 3 more shots out of it, but Alpine's still been in control. Look, no fear. They know where they want to go.
Challenging.
They don't care. I'll just turn ball cam off, hit accelerate, go, and then win. Because that's what the next 20 seconds are, Turtle.
I love those sound effects. I'd love to just
Yeah.
cast instead of us talking, which nobody wants to hear, just be us making the sound effects for the
Just like,
boost in
wait.
game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, we're not gonna do it. We
Oh,
can't.
okay.
They can't handle that.
Oh, okay.
It's
You're
a little
right.
bit too much.
We'll make that happen one day.
That's
That'll be
right.
fun. All right, perfect. Time expires, and Alpine put Knights on match point. So here we go. Turtle, now the Knights really got to step up to get this Game 7 15-minute
Yep.
overtime.
I didn't expect this. The previous game had been a monstrous performance from the Knights, but then Alpine come out and one up them. This is different.
I'm, I'm sorry. I love how he just sat on ZPS's cam. He's just like sitting in net. He's not looking around or anything, just watching the play go around in front of him at 0 seconds. Like, cool. Not over yet. Cool. Not over yet. He puts the controller down. He's still waiting. Then the play comes
You're
around.
telling me
You
you've
see him
never
grab his controller and he like tries to turn around quick and
Jorby, you've never put down the controller when you're just getting absolutely destroyed and ranked. You never just dropped it. You played
no,
in the
I
last second.
yell,
That's the
why
thing.
haven't we forfeited yet? And then
Oh, okay.
hit the
Okay.
forfeit button.
So what you're saying is you think ZPS would just leave the match? Is that what you're going for? Or do they get this game 7? That's what I'm proposing to you. I'm trying to start some drama here.
I'm I don't think CPS should be forfeiting. Don't just want to save your teammates every time they miss, and then that
There
will
you
get
go.
them motivated to play better.
Yeah.
Quick chatting toxicity to your teammates is always
That's the
the
key.
way forward in winning in ranked. That's how you get to Supersonic Legend, and Turtle and I could co-sign that very sarcastically.
You know what? Gibbs knows all about Supersonic Legend and Rumble, but I don't think we want that advice here because we're not playing with power-ups. We've got match point for Alpine. Can we get a game 7 from the Knights? We had talked about it earlier. We predicted it going the distance, and we could start off here with Sosa's double tap doesn't go in, a bit wide, but a better look already in the first few seconds.
Well, ZPS got the demo and kept Magic Bear off that ball. Really, the only thing that actually mattered was getting that boost. Otherwise, Magic Bear definitely could have forced that ball out, but ZPS had won it. Now Jordan puts it right back on him. And I don't know. What do you think out of... Well, no, don't say what you were expecting. That's just not how Rocket League works. I would say, what... That, all right?
This is what we need. The duo. It's always been ZPS connecting with one of his teammates from that outside pass, or he's on the receiving end, forces it in, ZPS by himself, squeezes it across. What more do you want if you're Sosa? And again, it's back and forth. One team absolutely obliterates the other, and then we flip the script, and that team just gets destroyed as well. There is no balanced games, Jorby. The overtimes, we threw them out the window. They don't want to see the world record. I don't either anymore. I'm done. I give up.
They scored 1 goal, Turtle.
Oh, it's over. It's over.
Other,
my dreams have been ruined.
1-1 overtime.
What is that flip reset?
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
He launched that like a trebuchet, dude. Did you see that? Like,
we both had to stop our thoughts in the middle of that because of how much of a toss that was. The flip reset.
It really was a toss. So much vertical momentum on that. I was so impressed.
I didn't know you could even do that with the flip reset. That's insane.
We're gonna have to like get the replay, slow it down to 0.10.
Dude, that was a scoop.
I just say 0.10. That's just stupid. You just say 0.1, but it's 1-1. So now it's 1.1. Alpine Knights. Get it, Turtle?
And you're talking about math. I do understand that, but you have to understand I failed algebra, all right? This one sinks into that. All I need to know, Alpine were there to put it in. What are you laughing at?
That wasn't algebra, though, so you can't.
Is algebra not a part of math? What are you saying?
Well, no, it is a part of math, Turtle. I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying it doesn't matter. Alpine got the goal, so your overtime dream is still alive.
All I'm saying is you don't need to give the Knights the quadratic formula to be hitting these shots, all right? Because ZPS, he's got it down. He is a mathematician. He knows all this stuff. You just have to be on the other side of the net, and it'll come across to you.
You might want to learn how to draw a parabola, though. Parabolas are very helpful in Rocket League.
Okay. Noted.
You know what's also helpful? Having Magic Bear on your team. I wish I had Magic Bear on my team. Oh, yeah!
Oh,
Percy! How about him, too? How about Percy?
You got to pick a player. Percy or Magic Bear. At this point, I think you're fine with both.
Percy stock's way up. Jordan stocks have already been sky high. Oh. Well, I thought more was going to come out of that scoop, but that was a nice challenge. Again, nice defense. Like, they always have really good structure on defense. They don't panic too much, even when they're getting pushed pretty hard and like getting beat on these challenges in the attacking third. But like, they get those hard clears that force Alpine to at least have to play the ball from midfield.
Yeah, we've rarely seen a few double commits on the side of the Knights. I think most of the errors have been on the Alpine defense, but as we can see, they don't even need to play defense at this point. They're just trying to hold that pressure, make sure they can continue forward. The infield passes aren't working because the Knights seem to have picked up their speed a bit with the challenges, but this one's off the corner, a really good bounce, and a powerful hit from Magic Bear. Didn't slip in. Defense of the Knights still standing strong.
It's going to have to stand up a little while longer. Ooh, gotten up quick with ZPS. Quick shot from Salsa. This connection has been deadly.
Yeah, and this is the perfect counterattack you're looking for. You read the midfield pass, get it out to your teammate who had the earlier challenge, so he's already positioned forward, waiting for that response. Sosa had complete confidence in ZPS's speed and ability to read that play, got the pass out, found the connection, up 2-1.
Let's see, what have Alpine got in the tank now? A lot of offense. Magic Bear causing so much havoc on the goal line, and that's a perfect touch from Percy. Unfortunately for them, Salsa was lying in wait for that shot. Oh, Magic Bear trying to sneak it around to Percy. That's a little deadly.
That was a little bit weaker, but the bump on Jordan, now ZPS has some space. This corner has been abused by Alpine. How many times has this ball just been smacked against that corner to set up a shot for Alpine?
Well, that's the one that mattered, really. I don't know how many times, but look at that shot from Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a gimme goal. Like, it's a perfect challenge for Magic Bear, and Jordan's in the perfect spot for it. But his shot also has to be really good. He's got two options.
Yeah.
He can go backside, or he hits the exact spot he did. Otherwise, the ball was being saved. So,
from the look of it, it looks like he hit it from the side of his car as well to get the most power, air rolling in. And now the 50 from Jordan.
Ooh, what a
my
shot.
goodness. Rodoko from the corner. This is like the best chip, I think, from the corner we've seen in a minute. Scooped it. Absolutely scooped it.
Wow. That's such an interesting looking shot too, because he just, he I'll call it a reverse dodge. It's usually you flip into the ball. Instead, you're flipping away from it on contact. Like, that was perfect timing on the corner. It looks so good.
He was looking for the height because the ball was stuck to the ground. So if you're Rodoko in that situation, instead of going for a slow roller, you have to time that jump just right to get some solid height on the ball.
Ooh, Magic Bear. Well, he's going to get picked off by Rodoko. Really good play from the Knights. Their defense is definitely what has kept them in this game. And we might see Game 7, Turtle. Alpine are looking deadly on their pushes. Knights are definitely going to have to keep their heads on us, or their cameras on a swivel, if you will. But who knows? Maybe Knights have something here for insurance. It's been tough to pull away in the game. I don't think we've only had one multi-goal game lead, and that was Alpine's 4-1.
I would love to have a. No, I think the Knights won before that 2-0 as well, but this one.
Oh yeah,
out.
2-0. You're
now,
right.
For the play from Sosa, and you talked about multi-goal leads. This is another one for the Knights.
Like this, launch it downfield. Sosa's like, oh yeah, that's in. GG.
Breakdown. What a breakdown. We know exactly how that was.
He flipped into the ball, Turtle, and it went into the net. There was no one around. No one around. Sosa all by his lonesome.
And some big clears from the Knights. That's what won them a game here and getting them to Game 7. We've gone the distance. Let's go. Let's go.
And now your 15-minute overtime is due.
Okay, Game 7, 15-minute overtime.
I don't know how we've continued to talk about this.
Here's the thing. Hear me out. If there's ever a time to play passive and to be safe in an overtime or in any game, it's Game 7. All right? There is no better time to force this game.
I don't know if that's true at all. No, you want to play aggressive, Turtle. You want to go out and set the tone of the game. Score 4 goals in 5 seconds. That way, the other team has no hope of winning.
I disagree.
That's how you got to play Game 7.
I disagree. This is the 15-minute overtime we've been waiting for.
Turtle,
I'm back on the train.
One of us is a former pro, and other of us is just a talking head. So you tell me which one you'd rather listen to. Okay?
I have to tell you, that wasn't me. That was a different man. All right, it was.
What?
We don't want to talk about my previous pro days. We don't talk about anything because, Jorby, we all know you're insane in this game. We all know you're SSL going into the next RLCS up and coming team as we get into Game 7. You could be on this pitch right now dominating, but you don't want to. You choose to make it easy on the other guys. What a pass out to Rodoko from Sosa. They don't need ZPS anymore. They've upgraded.
Yeah, Rodoko, he's been stepping it up in these last few games.
Wow.
He had that nice fake to kind of put himself on the scoreboard about 3 games ago, and then got that nice kick goal, if you will, last game. Now he starts off scoring for the Knights to try to steal this match away from Alpine. Looking pretty good.
This is what I love to see. Solid challenges in the corner that just squeeze out, and you just force that defender in an awkward spot where he has no choice on what to do. He's just sitting there waiting. He can't even react to that 50 in the corner as Jordan is trying to get one of his own. Very weird pinches, Jorby. This is not the same series that we started out with.
It certainly isn't. But who knows? Maybe Alpine score 1 and then it just locks and then they do play passively. But I hope for some, high-flying passes. I like those. They're fun.
I've just been informed by production. If they said if we get a 15-minute overtime, then I get a 15-minute timeout. That is unfair. Why we can't be putting this? We can't be putting this energy into the world record. I do not appreciate this. All right.
What's the longest overtime you've ever cast? Boom! There it is. Demo plus shot equals goal. I don't even know if the demo mattered.
Who was this who came across the net? I believe it was Magic Bear. Jordan was in the corner. I thought maybe he'd rotate out, but Magic Bear must have called him out and decided to go for it himself. Strikes the net, drops a bomb, and then you've got a free shot for Alpine all tied up. And now you play passive, Jorby. This is where it happens.
Sosa has other ideas as he pushes it forward.
Percy.
Ooh, couldn't quite get that touch. I like the aggression here from Knights. Wanting to score right away again, and ZPS had a good look at it too. Nice challenge. Ooh, no. Someone's got to talk there. ZPS, he says, hang back for a second, then Sosa might have a cleaner shot. It'll still be in traffic, but it'll look a little better. Hang on, ZPS ain't done. He ain't done! He ain't done!
Oh my.
That's the Knights' goal!
I just said we didn't need the involvement from ZPS on offense anymore, but you would certainly take it with that follow-up off the ceiling to get the read, continue boosting forward. Nobody else involved. ZPS himself gets the lead for the Knights.
How about Knights stepping up, man?
That's incredible.
This is some good Rocket League.
Yeah, this has been such a great series. We haven't seen too many, awkward misses on defense or double commits. All the goals just very, very well executed, and something that needs to be hit perfectly. If we're getting poor touches, you're not going to get a free one here.
Nice kill in front. I think for Alpine, continuing to look for those infield passes might net them some gains that they're looking for. However, Jordan alone, that ball way by Percy. Magic Bear, that's a nice catch. Got a really good launch on the ball. Couldn't quite get the dunk, though.
You can see the control he's going for, too. Now off the corner wall to Jordan. The corners for Alpine, so effective. But I think the Knights are slowly starting to realize how to intercept them and what to be prepared for when it bounces out.
Oh, nope. Pass cut off again. Good speed from Jordan as well. Man, Jordan just always in the high spotlight areas of the field. Either taking the shot or having to manage the ball as third man on defense. By the way, he's finding himself in the spotlight. Demo in front, and Jordan just had to let one fall to the ground. Rodoko taking out one offender, but Jordan's still here. Got a lot of boost. Oh, we got punched. And that one will be still in for Alpine? No, that's a good transition.
Oh, my. That is the play that gave the Knights the edge in the previous game. Was a massive clear, and then Sosa's waiting on the other side. He is always in position to find a speedy counterattack. What makes the Knights so deadly going into Game 7. And I want to see a switch up from Alpine. I like how they've been going to the corners, but I think it's getting a bit too predictable. They want to force out a pass into the infield much earlier and catch that Knights defense off guard.
Turtle, I hate to inform you, but I have been informed that the longest competitive Rocket League overtime is 18 minutes long, and that was in the play for Vitality versus Dignitas. They had an 18-minute OT. So
we're getting 20 minutes. I believe. Let's go. We're going for the 20 minutes. This is how it's working out. Magic Bear, I believe in you.
Got the 20. There's a whole 19.
Nope. I don't want 19. I want 20.
18:41.
50 seconds. Jorby,
1842.
there's 50 seconds. We need a goal from Alpine to force that 19-minute overtime, okay?
Okay, all right. 19-minute OT. Here we come, Alpine. Do you want that 19-minute OT? Give Turtle the gift that he's been asking for all stream long. It's Christmas. Magic Bear. Ooh, gets the touch forward. And, just a little too much work. Percy was following that up close.
And you want to leave that shot to give your teammate one final chance. 22 seconds left. How are they going to move down the field? It's been nothing on the offensive side. Nothing absolutely generated for Alpine. Waiting for a midfield pass. That's too far forward, and the interception from Sosa wastes even more valuable seconds off the clock.
Ooh, nice from the Knights to grab that ball in midfield.
Oh, come on.
And
Here we go.
ZPS can't get anything.
This
But
is
Jordan, one last push. All of the Knights commit onto the ball. Magic Bear, a full tank, and a dream on the ground. Here we go. Flicks it up high. Still in the air. Percy grabbed the full tank, and it's killed, and the Knights end it in regulation. ZPS, Sosa, and Rodoko take down Alpine in what was honestly a very entertaining 7-game set.
I can't even be mad. That was a lovely series. Every single second of this was very entertaining. We had the solo plays. We had the passing from the Knights with those counterattacks. Out of Alpine, we had some really dominant and good performance showings from everybody. I think that was Jordan looking the best we've seen in a minute, showing his mechanical skills, all of them stepping up, like we said. But the Knights, that was a good recovery. I think in the middle of the series, it was almost like everything just got swapped, and they decided, you know what, let's use ZPS and then sometimes just throw Rodoko at the wall and see what he does.
Well, that is the end of what was a great 7-game match, but we got another one coming up for you after the break. Get up, go to the bathroom, grab a snack, and chill out. We'll be right back.
Back to Rocket League Summit numero dos. I'm James Bot, joined by Jorby and Turtle. And Turtle, I'm just going to get out ahead of this one, and I'm going to ask you, as someone who is a big fan of pigeons and the pigeon topper,
Okay.
do birds have shoulders?
See, I'm not an expert, as we can clearly tell, about shoulders. I don't understand how it works. I'm going to go ahead and say that pigeons don't have shoulders, right? There's no way. It's just
I disagree.
arms, right?
I disagree.
How do they have
anything
shoulders?
that has like an appendage that sticks out from its torso is going to have shoulders. But anyway, I think that settled it. I think we're right. I'm right. Birds have shoulders. Let's
Okay,
talk about
okay.
that series. 7 games, Jorby. How did it start compared to how it ended? I want to know what your thoughts were going into that series after you saw the first couple of games.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect. I certainly thought this game would be close, simply because Alpine and PK have always been really close to each other in skill. I didn't expect such a defensive series to start. Like, there was a couple pushes from Alpine where they were definitely relying on plays like that from Magic Bear to Jordan. But then other than that, like, PK's defense was so solid. They weren't overcommitting on anything. They were picking up saves in some tough spots. But, like, a lot of the game was just a lot of trades of boomers in midfield, and it was weird. And as it went on, Alpine found some cracks, PK found some cracks, and then we got some exciting plays moving back and forth.
Yeah, I
Turtle,
definitely
you
think
watched a lot of Alpine, especially in the grid. How do you think they played today, and what do you think the Knights did that allowed them to inch over?
I think
inch over them here.
this was definitely a great series from both. I would not be disappointed if I am either Alpine, obviously if you're not the Knights as well, who got the win. But if you're Alpine, you're not upset. I think they played fantastic. They had all of them stepping up at times when they needed to. Percy cutting in early, getting some great shots. Also, Magic Bear started out strong. And Jordan, of course, the mechanics and demos. I think the one thing we needed to see more from them was a switch up. We had solo plays and some corner hits. I wanted to see more infield passing to carry that control forward a bit. And the Knights, they figured out that Alpine didn't want to go for any midfield passes. They just wanted to abuse the corners, smack it off the backboard, maybe a couple of demos, but you can hold on and you can manage against those two factors. Other than that, Alpine looked great. Just switch it up a bit more and try to pass just a tiny bit and get that involvement going.
And Jorby, if I put you against the wall and told you that you've got to pick someone right now for the Knights, who's the MVP?
Okay.
Who do you pick and why?
Okay.
ZPS, because
Oh!
ZPS was instrumental. Yeah, Turtle, I'm still not off the ZPS train.
Yeah.
And Sosa certainly was, taking a starring role in this match. However, he is not a star without ZPS in this match. I truly do believe that, because ZPS did stuff, well, like, not necessarily like that. That was not the best example, but more so the stuff he did to like Sosa and ZPS were connecting on so many plays. So maybe if you want to give a co-MVP give it to the both of them. However, for my money, ZPS was the true MVP.
Turtle, do you agree with that? I mean, you were talking about Sosa. Who do you think
I
takes it?
I don't want to agree with Jorby because I think Sosa was outstanding. He was hitting every single counterattack. You toss a clear out to Sosa, he's hitting it without a doubt, or at least putting it on target to force some pressure out. But most of those passes were coming from ZPS, so I got to hand it to ZPS.
And honestly, Group A, it's gearing up to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, this is
Both
scary.
series going 7 games. So there's only a +1 game differential for the teams at the top and a -1 game differential for the teams at the bottom. So this is already shaping up to be a really tight run to try to make it to the next phase of the event. But you know what? We've got a break. We've got to go to break real quick. And when we come back, we have another exciting series. So stay with us.